Would you like to clean the brew group on your fully automatic coffee machine? In this video, I'll show you exactly how it works and what you should pay attention to. I'll show you the whole thing on my DeLonghi fully automatic coffee machine. However, it works relatively similarly for all machines. The first step is to switch it off once at the main switch so that the brewing group moves into the maintenance position. Then pull out the mains plug to be on the safe side. Now I pull out the water tank and find this flap behind it. If we open it, we'll find the brewing unit inside. However, if you have not previously switched the machine off by pressing a button, it will not be in this position. You will then have to switch it off again. Once you have switched it off, you can simply pull it out by pressing these two red buttons. I haven't cleaned mine for a while now, so you can see the clear difference here. We really do have some coffee residue on here, which can eventually turn into mold. This is usually the reason why the coffee no longer tastes as good. But there are other important points that you should not forget when cleaning, because if we take a look inside the appliance, we can see the counterpart to the brewing unit up here. And here you can also see that there are some coffee residues everywhere, which we should of course also remove, as they can also affect the taste of the coffee. I like to use a paper towel like this, which I wet a little and then rub over the entire surface. Make sure that you really remove the coffee residue everywhere and that there is nothing left to see at the end. You can then wipe again with a dry cloth. Once this is done, we come to the brewing unit itself. You should clean this under running water. First, make sure that all the coffee residue has been removed. Now you should also make sure that you move all possible moving parts back and forth a little and also clean underneath and on the side of them so that all dirt is really removed at the end. You should also be sure to move this lever to move the piston up and down a little on the inside. Because even here, in this entire housing, we find a lot of dirt that we should rinse out. There are two more important things to note. You should also take a cloth to remove any really small dirt that you find anywhere. And under no circumstances should you use washing up liquid for cleaning. This is because the brewing unit is also greased and you would be unlucky to remove this grease with washing up liquid. What can also be very helpful, however, is if you also use a toothbrush. Grab a toothbrush that you really only use for this brewing unit and make sure that you get into all the small crevices again, then dry it thoroughly and put it aside for the time being before reinstalling it so that it can dry completely. Everything inside should also be completely dry before you refit the brewing unit. Then you just have to put it back in, close the flap, and push the water container back in. You should do this at least every 2 weeks, ideally once a week, depending on how often you make your own coffee. If you would now like to know why you should never throw old coffee grounds in the bin, then watch the video you see on the screen now. Click directly on it.